Welcome again to the Active Health Podcast, where we talk all things health, fitness, nutrition, and performance, and where we believe in taking an active role in your health. Today, we're talking about a very pertinent, timely topic right now, and that's goal setting. And with me today, we have our resident nurse and health coach, functional health coach, Kim Mason.
Hi.
Hey. So here we are. We are, as we speak right now, I'm not sure when this will release, but it is the eve of New Year's Eve, meaning it is December 30th right now. Mm-hmm. And I think people are starting to think about setting goals. And I think some of the things we're going to talk about today, you probably can apply to a lot of your goals for the new year, but we're going to probably take a slant to more towards health. But you work with a lot of clients working on their health journey in particular. More so, I work with a lot of people with function and pain, but you work with them in all areas of their life. And so goal setting is pretty important. Where do you see where health goals or goals in general can fall short or fail people?
I think the most important thing with goals is there's a saying that I hear a lot is what we don't measure is not managed. Mm-hmm. And so if we don't have a measurement of something, then it's really hard to manage it because we have no idea of where we started and we have no idea where we need to go. So if we can put some sort of a metric to that, right, it helps us get a better understanding of where we even want to get to, mm-hmm, which is important because if we don't know where we're going, how do we know how to get there? So, I mean, New Year's, it's always the New Year's resolutions and right, everyone, I think the biggest thing is that everyone comes out with, the typical is the grandiose idea.
Right.
This year, I'm going to get healthier. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. But how?
Right.
Or this year, I'm, going to read 50 books. Awesome. Have you read a book in a year before? Right. So is it realistic to read 50 this year? Right. And so I think goals are super important because it gives us a focus. But I think the even more important piece of that is building a realistic goal and getting a direction to what is it that we even want. Right. And I think that's kind of the deeper question of what is it that you're actually wanting out of this goal?
Yeah, we could go down that whole rabbit hole of the SMART goals, mm-hmm, where it's specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, and then timing. Yeah. Those are all important components. But I think what I think about a lot is I think the reason it fails a lot for a lot of people is kind of what you just hinted on there is they make the goal way too big, so it's not realistic, or they do too many. Yep. They do too many goals, and what that does, and what I see often is because goals can be powerful in both ways. If we set one that's appropriate and we hit it, it is such a boost to our confidence.
Absolutely.
And it gives us momentum and we can move forward. Mm-hmm. But if you set something and you tell yourself mentally you're going to do it and then you just let it slide by,
it becomes a failure.
Yeah, it becomes a failure.
And it works against you.
Yes, it's like kind of negative momentum.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where I would like to see encouragement a lot with people is let's just use one thing.
For sure.
I mean, and that's how you work with your clients a lot.
I mean, one to two.
Right.
And they have to be things that you feel 80% confident that you can succeed at.
Right.
And so if you set a goal and I ask you, Josh, do you feel 80% confident that you can do that goal this week? And you're like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of think I can, mm-hmm, but yeah, I'll try. Mm-hmm. Then I would rather step that goal back, mm-hmm, and be like, okay, do you think can you do this? Can you do this once this week?
Right.
And you're like, absolutely, I can do this once this week. Okay. Can you do this twice this week? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I can do it twice this week. Awesome. Let's do this twice this week.
Yeah.
And then let's check back in. And if you come back and you're like, you know what? I actually did that 3 times this week. Yeah. I'm like, that's awesome. That's amazing. And you feel amazing about that. But if we set the goal for 5 times this week and you only did it twice and you're like, hey,
that's such a good point.
That's such a big thing. And then also being realistic with where are you at right now? Mm-hmm, are you physically capable of doing this? So, mm-hmm, is pain in your way? Is time in your way? Is right, other obligations in your way? And so, maybe the reason you haven't worked out for the last 20 years is because you have knee pain or you have joint pain or you just feel so tired that you can't do it. So maybe instead of talking about we're going to walk this week, how can we reduce our pain levels so that we can walk this week?
That's such a good point because I think what I would call what you're doing is setting the stage for success. Don't set a goal of, oh, I'm going to run a 5K when you currently like have so much pain you can't do it.
Correct.
Like then that's part of being the realistic part too, and not just pushing through and setting yourself up for failure. It's let's set the stage. Let's make the habit changes or the lifestyle changes or just set the stage so that we have success.
Right.
And that could be, just evaluating everything. I mean, even like you said, you told yourself for the last 20 years you're going to get to the gym, but you haven't because maybe your time management is off.
Right.
And you just can't figure out when you're going to fit that into your schedule. Well, that's the first thing. It's like that. Don't even like tell yourself you're going to work out. How am I going to manage my schedule to fit that in?
Right.
And so it's like setting the stage.
But I also think, when you do start slow or small, like if your goal is that, I just want to live a healthier lifestyle. Cool. So part of that healthier lifestyle would be maybe I should probably get to the gym. So let's try to go to the gym once this week. Mm-hmm. And then you start to realize, gosh, when I go to the gym on Monday morning, I feel really good on Monday morning. Mm-hmm. So then like it becomes a little higher priority to you because you start to connect those dots. And so like, when you start your week off and you get up in the morning and you go to the gym and then your whole Monday just goes better, it kind of starts to like snowball into like, well, maybe I want my Wednesday to go better too. And so then I create the time because it becomes a higher priority because I see the difference that it makes, that I make it happen on Wednesday too. And so as you start to feel these differences and feel these shifts, the prioritization and the importance to you starts to edge its way up. And then you start to be able to like realize that there might be a little more time. Mm-hmm. But on the flip side of that, if you just start out like floodgate and I'm going to go 5 days a week at this time in the morning and I'm going to create the time and I'm going to do this, but then I'm so sore and I'm so tired and my body hates me, I'm just going to quit next week because I don't feel good about it. Mm-hmm. But if you can do it in a slower paced style and you can feel good about it, that right there is the motivation. Right. It's not that you don't have the willpower, but like there's that whole cycle that you can get yourself into of like feeling the difference, which is the motivator. Right.
And I think so many people, I mean, obviously we're a health and fitness podcast. So we're going to talk about health, getting to the gym, things like that. And so many of your goals first year is to do with health. I mean, so many, I mean, I don't know the percentage, but I would bet a large percentage of our US population is trying to get healthier, trying to, start a workout routine in some way. I'm sure lose weight, whatever it may be. And so we're going to touch on that a bit. But I think some of the things we're hitting on is make sure you get a win.
Yeah.
Let's get a win. Like even in the effort of setting what you would perceive as the bar too low, win that one and set a new bar.
Absolutely.
Like you don't have to set the year-end goal today.
No.
Like let's start with today's goal and let's just win that, get that positive momentum going and kind of like you set the stage. What if I want this to happen, what other changes may I have to make in my life to make that happen? And maybe even have a team on board. Like what you're saying, like we kind of alluded to, like so many people they're currently hurting, exhausted, fatigued, they don't feel like they have enough energy, don't feel very good. And they're going to jump to thinking they're going to go to the gym 5 days a week. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe we should address some of those things before although getting to the gym is going to be good. Don't get me wrong. Getting to the gym can help a lot of those things, but it is going to be so much harder if you have this nagging injury going on, or you have this chronic inflammation going on in your body, or this part of your diet or your sleep or your hydration is all messed up. And it's just not even allowing you to have the energy to get to the gym the first day.
Right.
And so perhaps sometimes it's better to take a step back and say, okay, what do I need to do first to allow me to do that better?
Right.
And you mentioned measure. And when we talk about energy levels and knowing where we're going and measuring, one great way to measure is some blood work.
Absolutely.
Whether it's your blood work from your doctor or something you work with us, but like, what's some examples of why someone would want to get their blood work as part of their like kickoff routine?
I mean, your blood work can tell you a lot. So, I mean, a lot of times we do blood work to like be diagnosed with a disease. Mm-hmm. Well, prior to that disease happening, your blood work can tell you that things are kind of going awry underneath the hood. Mm-hmm. And so I think for a lot, for some people, like there's so much stuff going on inside that even if I go to the gym, even if I change my diet, we got to fix all this underlying stuff before those changes are going to start to like have the weight loss effects or start to have the reduced pain in my joint effects. And so I think sometimes for people to understand that, hey, I actually have a lot of inflammation that I need to address before I start to put more stress onto my body. So by doing that blood work, you can see inflammation markers, you can see increased cholesterol levels, you can see metabolic distress, you can see blood sugar issues, and you can start to make those lifestyle changes to help reverse those issues going on underneath. And then when we get those issues reversed underneath, you have a lot more success in a lot of other areas in life. If your body is, super inflamed and now you go to the gym, it may actually cause more inflammation and you add more fuel to the fire and not in a good direction. And so if we can, get some of that blood work back and look at it from a lens of what can I do to change the trajectory of where my blood work is showing me? We're not looking at it from a disease standpoint. We're looking at it, what is our body trying to tell us and what can we do to change the direction of that if it's needed to change? So, if you are super inflamed or if you have a lot of metabolic dysfunction, nutrition might be a better place to start than a gym. Or maybe daily walks is a better place to start than trying to go lift weight or run or do more high intensity things. Because a daily walk is going to be great movement, but it's not going to cause more inflammation. Right. It's not going to be hard on your joints that are already achy from inflammation. And it may just be a 5-minute walk, not a 30-minute walk, because that's all that your body can do right now. And then in the meantime, learn what foods are causing inflammation, what's going on in my gut that could be increasing that inflammation. And how can I be doing things by the choices I make every single day to improve upon that? And so, those choices could be your movement. It could be your sleep. It could be how you're managing stress. It could be the food that you're eating. And so if we can, start to like pinpoint some of those things, then we can make little changes amongst those things and you can pick the thing you're ready to work on.
Right.
And so if you're not ready to just overhaul your diet today, cool. Let's not do that. Let's maybe make one small change here and add a 5-minute walk in. Right. And then you can walk out and say, do I feel 80% confident that I can do those two things? Yeah, that seems too easy. Good. Go do that too easy for this week. And then let's work on it again next week.
Perfect. There's several things I want to highlight that you just referenced there. First thing I want to highlight is I think we see so many times where people's, their weight loss journeys will plateau, or they're going to the gym and they're not getting stronger, or they're coming in to get care in our office and their pain's not decreasing as fast as they would like. And our society, and we've been taught that it's the silver bullet, or this part is separate from this part. And we're so holistic. And yes, your blood sugars could be affecting the same reason that your back isn't getting better as quickly as you'd like. And yes, that we could find things in your blood work that's showing us exactly why you're exhausted. And even if you are feeling like you're getting enough sleep, there could be some clues that your body's telling us in your blood work that leads us to believe that. So it is a holistic nature. And I think that's one thing that's been so fun to watch you work with your clients and through their blood work is it's a completely different lens that you look at it. It's not just for a diagnosis of like, oh, this is high, this is low. It's like, how are they comparing? And after you've worked with clients for a while is what is the trend? But first and foremost, you start with like, what are we seeing and how the combination of things are happening? And maybe everything, I think I've seen you have blood work where pretty much everything is within normal range, but there's a couple things that are at a different range, part of the range, which kind of clues us into what could be happening down the line, which is so fun. So I think it's important for us to consider this part of our like kickoff, especially if you're struggling, if you've kind of hit that rock plateau where, you feel like you're doing things all the time and you've cut your calories so far and you're working out so much and you still aren't losing weight, or you're coming to someone for pain and it's not getting better. Well, maybe there's something else going on. And blood work is a really inexpensive way to start that process and see so much information.
I think the cool part is that we are a whole unit. And so even when certain lab work is off and you're not ready to work on that one thing yet, if we're working on this other thing, it still can help improve it.
Right.
And so, even like the combination of our two worlds, like it seems like, well, you're a structural person and I'm an internal person sort of a thing, but like they all work together. Like if your structure isn't in good working motion,
Right.
like that all communicates together. And so like the combination of treating the person as a whole person, not a compartmentalized,
Right.
your knee pain is only knee pain and it's just knee pain. Well, that knee pain can also be tied to inflammation, and that inflammation can be causing that knee pain. And if we can get things back in alignment, or we can use red light therapy, or we can use lasers, or we can that can all help the big picture as a whole to just make you feel better as a person, as a human body, as a functioning, moving being that you were created to be.
Right.
And so I just think that the holistic part of it is so cool, because it all interconnects. Like you can't just treat one thing and have it not affect the other.
Right. And to tie that back to goal setting, it's the same thing. Same in kind of the advice we're giving you on when you're setting goals is get that win.
Yeah, start small.
Because if you don't get that win mentally, it's just going to kill you, and you won't be able to move forward. And I mean, so many people, I think the statistics is within the first 2 weeks, most people have given up on their New Year's resolution. And that just, again, perpetuates like a thought process of negativity, failure.
So I mean, I think you have to start small, and then you have to address your barriers. So if you are struggling with your goal, what's the thing that's getting in your way? Is it pain? Is it a poor goal setting? Is it you just don't know what direction to go in? Like, what is the barrier that's causing you to supposedly fail?
Right.
Because I think the barriers are a huge part of it. If it was easy, none of us would need goals.
Right.
And so, I think, and sometimes get outside eyes is also something that's very helpful, to get somebody else around you to help you even see what the things are that you can maybe work on,
Right.
or help you see things in the smaller part.
Right. But I don't think that we don't think this is a bad thing. I think it's good for people to have goals and to pursue something better than what they currently have. So I hope you're not hearing don't set goals.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. And I'm not saying don't set New Year's resolution. I think our hopefully our message is to just be super realistic and
set yourself up for a win.
Yes.
That's all there is. Yeah. I mean, just set yourself up to win. Make it small, make it actionable, and get that first win, and that will snowball into something more.
Right. So as you move forward for the new year, we've highlighted on just a couple of things is getting that first win, setting the stage in your life, and then part of the being realistic is where you are at now. Don't compare yourself to someone else's goals. Where are you at now? What's realistic for you? What is your body telling you? And if you don't know and need some assistance, of course, we're here for you. We've referenced many things where our office and the services we have available can potentially help you in this process. And if that's something that you're interested in, by all means, let us know. Kim is working great with people as far as just, even if you just want to get your blood work done, you should see the plan she puts together with people. Your typical process is on those. Tell us about that.
When you come in to do your blood work, we'll kind of have a brief conversation just to kind of get to know, what's going on in your life currently, kind of how you currently eat, how you're currently sleeping, a little health history just to kind of give me some groundwork. We'll get your lab work back. I kind of run an analysis on your lab work, and then I give you basically a roadmap. So I'll give you lifestyle suggestions. I'll give you nutritional suggestions. We'll give you some supplemental, suggestions as needed, to just try to give you an idea of things that you could work on. I always tell clients, this is not a checklist. This is not go home and do all of these things list. Right. It's pick one spot that you feel like you're ready to start in and start working there. But it just kind of gives you a little bit more of a game plan or a roadmap of here's where I am today. And if I want my healthier self next year, like these are some things I can work on to get there.
Right. And I tell you, speaking from experience, I've seen these reports that she gives people, and they're an amazing roadmap. I think pretty much every single person that has ever done this process with Kim has come out and said that no one has ever explained their blood work in that way. And so it is a huge tool. And I think kind of tailoring to the conversation that we're having right now, the roadmap is a pretty darn good plan, but there are a lot of pieces to it, like you said. And so some people will choose to have help with the pieces afterwards. And, and then that's where your coaching would come in, is like, even though you've given them this roadmap, what's the most important thing to start on now here? Like, how can we set ourselves up for success on that? And then we move to this one and this one, this one. And over your coaching process with them, you take them through essentially that roadmap.
Right.
And obviously the roadmap can change as you're working with someone. And And then it all ties together with what we're trying to strive for here at Active Health is to help people live their best life and to just have health because that's what you would deserve. Yes, we are a chiropractic physical medicine clinic, but as we kind of talked about today, they tie together so much. I tell you, so many of these inflamed joints, these reoccurring chronic pains can begin with chronic inflammation that's in the body, potentially from your sleep, from your gut health, from your blood sugars. And again, so many people come to us and they just want help with the pain. And we are able to help a lot of them with that pain, but when it reoccurs and reoccurs and reoccurs, it's part of it is the underlying health of the body. And so if we can help people with that, we want to. Of course, we see people just for these isolated incidents, but if this is just another resource we have to be able to continue to help people get healthier and get the life and the function that they want. So without being too salesy, I hope that wasn't too salesy, but we're here for you. We want to wish you luck with your New Year's resolution. Get that first win, set the stage, and go get them into 2026. Have a great year.